Tonight, I just want to share with you a near death experience that occurred in my life in 2003. Um, I was walking home after being dropped off by my bus up a hill, and I came to the footbridge at the bottom of the road. I crossed the footbridge, and the minute I stepped onto the ground on the other side, I had the strangest sensation that I was being followed. I looked around, I could see no one. I then decided, well, let me get home as fast as possible as it's getting dark, and I'm not dressed warmly enough. So what I did is I quickened my pace, and about a block and a half before the top of the hill, I heard this Nigerian talking on the phone behind me. For a minute I thought, I wonder if this guy is about to rob me, because about a few weeks before I'd actually watched a program on television where they were warning people to beware of people talking on cell phones behind you, that these people actually might be preparing to rob you. So the thought entered my mind, and then I just thought, well, I trust in the Lord, let me just carry on walking. And then maybe about a minute or two later, this hand grabbed me from behind and started straining the life out of me. I couldn't move. Um, Another hand came and then ripped my glasses off my face. I suddenly was thrust up into the air, spun upside down, and I saw the ground coming towards me rapidly, and then I blacked out. When I woke up, I was in my spirit body. I was hovering about 5 to 10 feet above the ground, and I could see these guys punching me and kicking me all over. I looked at their faces, and I noticed that they had absolutely no expression in their faces. It was as if they were in a trance. Here in South Africa, robbers tend to take it out on you if they don't find what they're looking for you on you when they rob you. So I thought maybe these guys are, taking it out on me. I then blacked out again. When I woke up, I was actually in a river. Um, I was floating gently down this river, and I looked on either side of me, and I could actually see the most beautiful trees lining the riverbanks. The fruit was the most odd shapes I'd ever seen, and the fruit was in the most bright colors I'd ever seen, like purple and bright pink and orange and bright green and neon green. It was really quite odd. And I was actually going to, stand up and look around properly. And then I heard this voice saying to me, Douglas, just get back into the river, relax, and let the river take you to its intended destination. So I decided, okay, I better be obedient. And so I got back into the river, I lay down, closed my eyes, and then the river began to take me. The river moved very quickly for quite some time, and then eventually I went over a waterfall and I landed in a crystal clear, relatively deep pond. I then managed to stand up, and when I looked beneath my feet, I saw that the pond was teeming with life. The life in this pond was rather odd because the shapes of the fish were really weird. I'd never seen them before, and the colors were also very bright, like the fruit I'd seen before. And I thought to myself, this is just really odd. I then looked up, and I noticed that there was no sun. And then it dawned on me, I'm in heaven. I just suddenly felt a peace hit me, and I felt such intense love fall upon me. I just stood there in utter amazement, just feeling this feeling. It was just so awesome. I then looked to the side and I saw Jesus standing on the riverbank, and I knew that I had to get to Jesus. So I waded through the pond and tried to pull myself up the river, up the bank, but I just couldn't. And then Jesus stuck out his hand and he pulled me up. At the minute I stood beside him, his appearance suddenly changed, and his face began to shine like the brightest sun I'd ever seen. It was so blinding. His hair began to glow like white wool. He had this white ephod on with a gold waistband about his, on. I looked down at his legs and feet, and they were like a bronze color. I immediately just fell down to worship him, And he put out his hand and he actually stopped me. And he said, "No, Douglas, I want to show you something." Then he grabbed me by the hand, pulled me up, and together we walked through the fields in heaven. The grass was just so green. You know, you walked across the grass and then it would spring back to life again. It was just so strange. There were beautiful flowers everywhere. The smell was just unbelievable. The bird song was amazing. It was actually deafening. It was so beautiful. And I felt such peace surrounding me, such love. I then looked to the one side and I saw the mountain of God. And I saw lightnings coming from the mountain, and I heard thunders rolling. And then I heard the voice of God speaking. And it was like thunder rolling across the landscape. His voice went like right through me, but I didn't feel fear. I felt such love and such peace. Jesus and I continued walking through the fields. We passed many people, many angels. Heaven is a really busy place. I then looked to the other side and I saw these strange, odd buildings. They were almost like hovering above the ground. They were encrusted with gold, diamonds, semi-precious stones, jewels, and they were made of like a clear glass-like substance that you could look right through. Jesus then said to me, "Douglas, I'm taking you to those buildings. There's a specific building over there that I'm going to take you to." Eventually we came to that building. He opened the door and we walked down this very long corridor. Eventually we came to these beautifully carved double wooden doors. He then flung them open and we walked inside. I'm going to only go so far today, but in the next session I will tell you what I saw next. And may the love and may the shalom of Yeshua the Messiah be with you today, and may he bless you and may his face shine upon you.